All right, good Thursday evening one more time, and you know what? We're gonna try this again, see what happens. So I know that nothing has changed from earlier today, but you know things go different all the time. So we'll monitor this. Usually I have my other monitor out here, and I don't have it right now, so we'll see if we can figure it out. And it does say we are live. So let's see. We have any kind of video now. I'm not even sure if we have video at this point. So we'll see. Are we live? Are we live? Anyone let me know if we are live or if we are not live. I don't even know if we're live now. Same thing? Man, that is just disappointing. All right. Well, we are live. All right, Michelle says we're live, but the audio is the same. All right. Well, you know what? Thanks, Jen. Everything is the same. All right. Well, I'm not sure what the deal is on that. So I'd love to. I actually read that wrong. It looked like it said that the hair was bad again. Hair's bad every night. This is a little bit disappointing because the tests it didn't sound like this. So we are going to audio again. Check, check, check. And we are good now. Sounding better? All right. Buy your equipment. It's better now. Okay, I'll get my equipment at a different pawn shop, a better pawn shop this time. Hey, how you guys doing? Thank you very much for watching tonight. Jenna Page, I'm actually going to mention you, but it's a little bit later on in the broadcast, so you may want to stick around and see if you can defend yourself. I'm not sure. Good now, Alvina. Thank you very much for watching tonight. Robert, thank you for watching, and I appreciate your comments as well. Seriously, I do. I did sound check. I don't know what the deal is. But Mike, glad to see you as well. Michelle, thank you very much for stopping by tonight. Of course, Zeph and Teresa, thanks for sticking around. And we are one monitor short, but actually that's just the way it's going to have to be for tonight. Because tonight, here we go. And Jamie is on too. Jamie, thank you very much for watching too. I appreciate that. A little wave to Ronnie. So everything I have, the only way I know you're here is if it is in the comment section. So there we go. And I'm also finding out that little noise means my Dropbox is almost full. Oh dear. What will we do? All right. Tonight. Here we go. Tonight is the final broadcast from the Emerald Quest studio as it is. And we are going to be putting together and making a new studio very soon. But tonight is our final live broadcast of BCP Live from this studio. And, if I wouldn't get in trouble, I'd show you some pictures of what it looks like in here. Just in case you didn't know, this is, I broadcast out of a remote location, a bunker somewhere in Northwest Idaho. That's really not the case. I don't do that. But it is, sometimes it's felt like a bunker. It is out of my garage. That is what it is. So there's behind the curtains. That's where the studio is here right now. We're going to be making some changes. As some of you may know, we are moving. And so we're going to be making a new studio. Part of it, it's going to be in time, ultimately. It's going to be a dance studio because Mrs. Patriot is a choreographer and a dance teacher. So we're going to get to do some things with dance in the future. But it's also in the immediate future, it's going to be more of a video studio. And so we'll move in, we'll make some adjustments, we'll make some changes. But I can tell you right now, okay, just for all intents and purposes, that between now and when it really looks good, there are going to be some rough places along the way, and you're probably going to be seeing some backgrounds that you're going, oh dear Lord. But that's okay because it's progress. And we'll look back. And remember, I said this a while back with this. So the day was going to come when we would look back on BCP Live and go, hey, I remember when. You remember those two big blue pieces of material that were the backdrop? Yeah, that was cool. So that is actually, I'd show it to you right now, but I have the green material in front of the blue material, which is in front of the Midwest Sports Net backdrop. So we can't see that right now. But if you do want to comment or you want to let me know that you're here, the only way to do it is to comment. So Linda, glad you're watching tonight. Nita, glad you are watching tonight as well. Thank you. And the background is cool. I like the background. Like the southeastern background last night too. That got a lot of good remarks too. Jason, man, the wave and the shamrocks. Then my night is made. So I appreciate that. And it's not even drinking game time. It will be a little bit later on. It's not even drinking game time right now, but I think having to stop and restart the broadcast made me do that. All right, I want to mention over the course of the evening, this final live broadcast from this studio, I want to mention, try to get a lot of the advertisers in. So let me go down right here really quickly. And since I got a wave there from Ronnie tonight, I'll go ahead and start with the section that Ronnie is in and give a shout out to the folks at Texoma Utility Equipment. Thank you very much for being an advertiser. Abundant Life Texoma, People First Industries, the Choctaw Nation, Blake Utterford, Durant Station, Greg Phillips Insurance, Indian Nation Wholesale, Jalapenos, Mickle Law Firm, and Texoma Financial Services. All of you all, I really appreciate you guys being advertisers for the website and for the opportunity to get to talk about you guys tonight. It is a privilege. It's absolutely a privilege as always. Becca, Mike, thank you for stopping by tonight. Ron, man, it's good to see you show up tonight as well. I appreciate that. All right, let's go to, this announcement really quickly. This one, I'm going to read this one. So here we go. Couldn't quite pull this one up on the I'm using a different browser for this one right now. This is an important message from Durant Schools. Some of you may have heard this. Good evening, parents. As of today, Durant Schools has been notified of a positive case of COVID-19 at Northwest Heights Elementary. Through contact tracing by the Bryan County Health Department, all persons impacted are being notified this evening and will be quarantined at home for a determined period of time. The health department has given the all clear for all other students and teachers to continue face-to-face instruction. As always, the safety and well-being of our students and employees is our top priority. The situation is being closely monitored, and we will keep you informed of any changes. And I know that this is something that's happening in more places in Bryan County than just Durant. For instance, I know in Silo that there was a student that had tested positive, and through the testing, they traced folks that were around him, some of the students that were around him. Those students have to stay at home, have to be quarantined for a determined period of time. They didn't shut down the whole school, didn't blow up the whole organization. So props to Kate McDonald and the folks at Silo ISD. Props to the folks at Durant ISD. This was handled in Northwest Heights. It's something that happened at Northwest Heights. We talked about this a day or two ago. Things happened at DIS, at the middle school. They were handled, contact tracing. They find out where kids sit. They find out who they've been in contact with. Those people are quarantined. By the way, did you notice too, it didn't say for 14 days. It said for a determined amount of time, which gives them the freedom to make it 14 days if it needs to be, or less than that if it needs to be. So there are changes that are happening all the time. The CDC has given its recommendations. And again, changes took place. The most recent update from the CDC guideline took place on August 24th, which was Monday. And it said, one of those, if you've been in close contact within 6 feet of a person with COVID-19, the beer bug, I hope it kicked off. That's okay. It's the last live broadcast from here. They're going to give me some slack here. The beer bug infection for at least 15 minutes, but do not have symptoms. You do not necessarily need a test unless you are a vulnerable individual. There are vulnerable individuals. There are people in a certain age bracket. There are people who have immune system difficulties, challenges, compromises. Those things happen. There are other situations that would make you a vulnerable person. If you are that vulnerable person, then get the testing. If you're not, the CDC does not recommend that. So that's okay. And we are coming out of this. So just as always, We need to keep that in mind. So props again to the Durant ISD administration for not blowing the whole thing up and taking care of the situation as it needed to be taken care of. And that there's wisdom involved in this. So that is a good thing. Shout out really quickly to a few more of our sponsors tonight. I want to say thanks to the folks at Van Meter Realty. Martin, good too. You're a great guy. Enjoy visiting with you. Taco Casa, Prices Printing, Justice Insurance. Had a chance to visit at least by phone today with Landon. So shout out to the folks at Justice Insurance. Hausner's, Firehouse Subs, the Choctaw Nation Foster Care, Bryan Agri Products, and All Seasons Travel. And I want to give a big shout out to Shelly at All Seasons Travel. And I know, folks aren't traveling as much right now. I'm looking forward to when we travel again. We definitely want to do that. And my family really, really supports Shelly in what she does out there. I know that, and Jenna Page, if you're still watching, how many times has Shelly taken care of you to get you at different parts of the country? And we appreciate her a lot. So really big shout out to all those folks. All right. Now we're going to do something that I haven't done I don't know if I've ever done this. I don't think we've done a live replay of a BCP live broadcast. We're going to do that tonight because I think I have found a kindred spirit. And so I went back to the video last night. Now, you may or may not know this. Sometimes the audio or the video that I'm getting as a feedback to me, which is one of the reasons I use a monitor, is to see what are you all seeing. And so this monitor right here, I have no idea what you're seeing. The monitor that's usually up over here, it's more of a line monitor. Well, no, this is my line monitor. This is a monitor of what, if you're pixelating, usually I can't tell sound, or if I'm pixelating, you're not pixelating. You're incredibly cool. You are fine just like you are. I pixelate sometimes. I don't know if that's a medical issue or if I need to see a doctor about that, but sometimes I pixelate. So, I've got my monitor over here and I'm looking, and so but it was tough to see what was happening, and I was not getting the full broadcast. And so I didn't see this in real time, because if I'd seen this in real time, I would have said something. And I did not see this in real time, so I did not say anything. So let's go to the broadcast. Let's go to the film here. And let's look from last night's broadcast with Dr. Thomas Newsom, the 21st president of Southeastern Oklahoma State University. And I'll tell you what, I tell you what, that makes me definitely sound like I'm from Southeastern Oklahoma. I absolutely, thoroughly, 100% enjoyed listening to him and talk about all the things he talked about. And I think I found a kindred spirit. And watch this, because he was prepared for what was about to happen. I wasn't even prepared. He was prepared. So let's find out here. President of Southeastern Oklahoma State University. And, Dr. Newsom, we've been talking about athletics a lot, and that's part of what we do around here because I do broadcast sports, which gives me the opportunity. Look at that. That's the drinking game here on BCP Live. Look at when I get to say I broadcast sports. There's water in that cup. Oh my goodness! No doubt about that. He was prepared. He was so prepared for the drinking game. That was so cool to watch him. He was ready. He was absolutely ready to go. Took his drink. And he just went. He never skipped a beat. How cool was that? I mean, absolutely. How cool was that? That was so cool as far as I was concerned. That was my highlight. And I had to go back because I wanted to make sure there were a couple things that I couldn't hear. And I went back to make sure that you all could hear it and you all could see it. And I missed that because he had frozen up on my monitor. And so I didn't get to see him do that in real time. So I'm giving an overwhelming shout out, huge shout out right now to Dr. Thomas Newsom, who participated in the drinking game with me live on BCP Live. So that was, man, that made my night. Absolutely made my night. When I went back and saw that, and I was telling Mrs. Patriot, I said, "You've got to see this. You've got to see this." So anyway, yes, I do go back and watch the broadcast sometimes because, I have to see, did everything go okay? And did I really look like that? Did I sound like that? Well, did I look like that? I look like this all the time. I can't help it. So anyway, I'll get rid of the earbud now. I want to make sure I heard everything that that he was saying. We did look like we were wearing the same shirt. Is that pretty close? Let's see. He has more of a jacket on. I think he has a, his looks like a jacket. So he has the Southeastern jacket going on. But it looked cool. It definitely looked cool. And that's a recent acquisition on the shirt there too. Shout out to Seth Dutton, providing the wardrobe for BCP Live. Yes, President Newsom. Yes, Diana. President Newsom is awesome. So he now has as well, many people do, but he definitely has the open invitation to show up on BCP Live, and he has more hair. He's still older than I am. Did you hear when he was saying he was playing in college football in the 80s? And granted, I was in college in 89, but he was talking about a little earlier than that. So, but yes, he does have more hair than I'm. That's fine. See, but the cool thing about, and I'm finding this out too. I've got to move on, but the thing I'm finding out here is when you have this backdrop right here, so you can see my shadow underneath my arm there. So I'm getting a little bit too close. Got the shadow going on there, but this is not hard for the computer to cut out. That's easy. So I make this backdrop look good. That was worth a shot. Okay, anyway, let's talk really quickly about advertisers. Final live broadcast from this studio. So I want to get all the advertisers here. I want to say thanks to folks at Alliance Health Durant, as well as Bushwhackers, Corner Drug, Country Framer, and Mike. I appreciate you watching tonight, and Alvina as well. Jamie likes the patriotic BCP Live song. Yes, well, I try to make them all patriotic. I really do. Brent Gordon Funeral Home. Thank you very much for advertising on BCP Live. I appreciate our advertising on BCP. And you know, I think your ad looks good. See, he's on his ad too. I think it looks good. Heartbeat Realty, KFC, Shamrock Bank, and of course, Jason Manis giving us the shout out tonight. So Taco Mayo, the Waffle Shop, as well as Woodman Life, Texoma Engraving, Shelburne Heat and Air, Modern Abstract, Kaimishi Technology Center, Friends of the Library, DW in Calera, Castile's Tire, and Pro Image. So there we go. All right, and we do have confirmation, by the way. Now, mine is water. It has been water every single time. I just want to let you know, I've thought about putting Dr. Pepper in there a couple times. I didn't want Dr. Pepper to spill on my white shirt, so I do have water in there. But confirmation from Dr. Newsom, it was unsweet tea. Why? Why would you have unsweet tea? Unsweet tea isn't that, I mean, I think the official technical term for unsweet tea, isn't that useless brown water? I don't know. I didn't know. I'm just teasing. But yes, Dr. Newsom with the open invitation, because I found a kindred spirit. All right, let's talk about a couple more things here really quickly as I'm enjoying the night with you all tonight. I believe that we're going to have some green screen in the new studio. We really will. But I think the new studio, in time as we build it and we get it up to where it needs to be, I think you're going to enjoy it. So there we go. Jamie, it's a very good point. And I know some of you all were watching tonight. You're waiting to hear the president speak. That's fine. If you're watching the president speak, go ahead. I have about 10 minutes or less left to go here. So Jamie, you watch the president speak. I knew I was going to be going up against that time slot tonight. So let's go ahead. Let's take away from the repeat from last night's show, and let's bring up something else here, because I told you I was going to be sharing about this, and I want to really get this out here. Okay, can you see it? Hope you can see it. If you can't, let me read it to you. This is 1 Corinthians. Now, this is the New International Version. If you're a big King James person, that's fine. I like the Amplified. It's very wordy, but that's okay because I'm very wordy. But I'm going to go with this one tonight because we're going to talk more about love. And I think this is something that definitely we really need to apply over the next few weeks. Okay, there's a lot going on. And as Jamie was talking about, she's going to listen to the president speak. There are lots of decisions that need to be made. And I think key to our decision as to the decisions that need to be made, one of them, a big one, is love. So what is love? And no, it's not a night at the Roxbury. I can't even do that. Glad I'm in the little box right now. Somewhere right now, if Mrs. Patriot saw that, she's cringing. I'm sure Jenna's cringing as well. But no, love is not a night at the Roxbury. Love is this. We find out the real definition of love in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Now, this is something that often I will read this passage of scripture when I perform weddings. Okay. And I perform a number of weddings. I've got one coming up in about 5 or 6 weeks. Really excited to get to do a wedding here very, very quickly. It's been a while, and I will talk about this passage. But it's not just. This is not just about married couples. Let me stop. Let me bring this up here for just a moment. This is not just about married couples. Love it's a lifestyle. Okay. It is a lifestyle, and it should be what determines how we live our lives every day, not just husbands and wives. Okay. This is how we should be living our lives every day and walking with and in love. So, what is love? And no, there we go, Mrs. Patriots. Yeah, I should never do that again. Anyway, all right, here we go. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not boast. Love is not proud. Love does not dishonor others. Love is not self-seeking. Love is not easily angered. Love keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil. Love rejoices with the truth. Love always protects. Love always trusts. Love always hopes. Love always perseveres. Love never fails. I would, honestly, I would just even encourage you that, and I thought I had the scripture up there. So if I was just reading it off that, if I didn't, you got to see me the whole time there. I would encourage you when this is a passage that you can read every day and not go wrong. Okay. This is 5 verses. 5 verses. I'm not talking about a major portion of scripture. I'm talking about 5 verses that you can read every day and not go wrong and get those things down. And when you go through your day, and I'm talking about business people, business owners, managers, employers, employees. You want to talk about customer service? You want to talk about real customer service? There's your guideline to customer service. I mean, if you want your business to succeed and go over the top, and people recognize who you are and what you do for customer service, there's your customer service. You put those things into practice, and I just want to tell you that would go a long, long way. It's how we need to look at the decisions that we are going to be making in upcoming weeks. Where does it fall in line with love? Well, what is love? Well, no, it's not a night at the Roxbury. What is love? I just defined love for you. Okay? This is what love is. And this is how I believe that the people who, frequent this show, we need to ask ourselves regularly, what am I doing? And does it fall in line with this definition? And if it doesn't fall in line with this definition, then maybe I need to make an adjustment. And you know what? That's all right. None of us are perfect. So stopping somewhere down the line, even if you're as old as I am, which is years old, it's all right to make an adjustment. Seriously, it's all right to course correct. Planes do it all the time. I mean, seriously, you get in a plane, and let's see, Jenna flew recently from Dallas, ultimately wound up in Pennsylvania. Let's just pick a Pennsylvania town, Allentown, because I'm a Billy Joel fan from the 80s. Anyway, so we're flying from Dallas to Allentown. Okay, even if it's a straight shot, straight across the United States, there's wind along the way. Different things happen. There are pockets of air that cause things to go wrong. Every so often, I mean, every 2 or 3 minutes along the way, the plane has to make a little course correction here or there just to stay on the right path. And there's nothing wrong with it. It does that. That's a part of what it does. Did the pilots, were they wrong when they took off and they took off from Dallas to Allentown? Were they wrong? Did they go the wrong direction? No, they're going the right direction. But things came down the line and they, a little course correction here. Why? Because the wind picked up here. Little course correction here. Well, there was a low pressure system, so we kind of drifted over this way just a little bit. All of those things come into play, and it's all right to make a course correction. So I just want to encourage you, if maybe you haven't been walking in love like that, make a course correction. It's all right. It is all right. Really quickly, as we start to wind down here, because I'm thankful for your time tonight. I want to say thanks also to the folks at Blackburn Plumbing and Air, as well as Cherokee Communications, the Durant Riding Club Pro Rodeo, which we're going to be talking about the 80th Pro Rodeo coming up in 2021. And we will be breaking news right here on BCP Live. Not breaking wind, but breaking news. Just in case you were wanting to know. Green Spray, as well as Hub Club Nutrition, Omnicare 365, S&L Collision Center, Steubenville Chevrolet, and I saw Rana in person today. Workout anytime. It's the first time in a while that we've connected there. So, all right. So let me... I'm actually going to bring in a guest, and I know that people watching this is going away. It's all right. I know the president's speaking tonight, and some of my audience wants to watch him. That's fine. I'm going to bring in a guest since this is the last time we'll be broadcasting live from the studio. So bear with me for a moment. Bear with me. I'm still here. All right. Now, this is Basie. This is Count Basie. This cat weighs 175 pounds. He is about 11 years old, which we learned in cat years is 57, 58. And this is Jody's. I promise he's still alive. I don't know what. Okay, there you are. Anyway, hey. And I regularly come in. Yeah, and if Dottie is not watching this, then Dottie is missing out. But I regularly come into the studio, and the cat is sitting in my seat. He has actually gotten on my computer before and gotten on the internet and gotten on Amazon. I don't know. I never got a bill for that, but I'm not kidding. He actually did get on the computer, and it wound up getting to Amazon. I'm not sure how that happened, but this is Jody's friend. This is Basie, and he really is a great cat. I don't know why he's all just... Anyway, I promise he's more alive than this. He just really doesn't seem very concerned right now. But Dottie's going to be really sad that she missed. But this is Basie, and where the studio is going to be, Basie will not be coming out to the studio. We'll have to take Mrs. Patriot, somebody's going to have to bring him out there. So it's not just he's going to wander in like he's been sitting over at the side all these times and all these episodes. So anyway, just thought you wanted to see, because I'm not making it up. There really is a cat. And, okay, I'm going to let him down. He looked like he'd taken his medicine or something. He was just sitting there. Anyway. All right. So, yeah, Dottie's going to be so sad that she missed the cat. Okay. Last thing really quickly. I am midway through the time of the year. It's a 9-day stretch of the year when I have 5 children that are 3 ages. We are right in the middle of that. That's right. 5 kids, 3 ages. We have twins, obviously, that are the same age, and the number 1 and number 2 children are the same age right now. There's a 9-day difference. They're 9 days short of a year apart. And so anyway, and I was asked, because I always tell my kids, wherever they are through the year, and I will say them, especially the first 2 growing up, you are my favorite 14-year-old in the whole world. You're my favorite 15-year-old in the whole world. Well, it got to but I've never said it to the first 2. for a 9-day stretch out of the year because they're the same age. And I can't say you're my favorite this or my favorite that. With the twins even, I can still say you're my favorite 13-year-old girl in the whole world or you're my favorite 13-year-old boy in the whole world. But right now I have two 24-year-old daughters. That's right. I have two 24-year-old daughters. And honestly, you would think that, after a period of time, they may stop asking. But no. One of my 24-year-old daughters, the day after she turned 24, texted me and wanted to know, who's your favorite 24-year-old daughter? It just doesn't end. It just does not end. Parents, you know this, even no matter how old your kids get, there's still going to be sibling rivalry, and that's okay. Nobody's ever been beaten up in my house. That's a cool thing. I know some places with sibling rivalry that folks got beaten up, but nobody's ever been beaten up in our house that I know of. All right. That is that. I said thank you to all of the sponsors. This has been a fun studio. I'm going to miss this. There are a lot of things I won't miss about it, but there are a lot of things I will, just walking quickly into here and being able to turn some things on. It's going to be different. It's going to be better in the new place. But yeah, see, there you go. Alvina says, my dad always told me you're my number one daughter. Well, but the thing about it is when I call Jenna number two, she doesn't like that. And it's not just because she's second in line. I don't know. Maybe people don't like to be called number two. Not sure what that means. Anyway, this has been fun. It really has been fun. It's going to be different. And so next week is going to be a little bit different. Programming notes. If we get to go on Tuesday night, it's possible we may or may not, because I will have a daughter turning 25 on Tuesday. So we'll see how it all. Yes, Alvina, I got that. I knew that. Alvina's the only girl. See, and I can say that with Jake too. He's my number one son. He's my favorite son, no doubt. I think all of his sisters think he's the favorite anyway. He is the only boy. But I've enjoyed this, so thank you very much for watching tonight. I know the crowd has been kind of hit and miss tonight. Thank you very much for watching last night. I really appreciated the audience last night. And earlier this week, we had Jake Christian on. But next week, we may or may not be on Tuesday night because it is Jace's birthday. Jace and Lorraine will be 25, so we're going to work through that. We should be at the new place by Tuesday. And we will be on the air for sure on Wednesday night. That is a definite. Will we be in studio? Not sure. Have a plan. We'll see if it works. And then we'll find out. We're also doing some work with the Durant Chamber of Commerce. And so we're working through some things there. So we may be working long into the weekend. We'll find out. But I'll let you know along the way. In the meantime, let's do this. Please be wise. Be wise. And if you don't feel like you have wisdom, then ask. The Bible says in James chapter 1, anyone who asks for wisdom, God said he'd give it to you generously, liberally, without finding fault. God doesn't get annoyed at you when you ask for wisdom. Secondly, walk in love. No matter what you do, walk in love. And we've given the definition for love tonight. We will do it again later on. Into September, we'll give the same definition for love so that you can see if what I'm doing lining up. And if it's not, I may not be walking in love. What are other people around me doing? Are their actions saying, hey, I'm walking in love? And so we can make some decisions there. And finally, do not walk in fear. Not only are we coming out of this beer bug infestation, okay, but there are so many other things. 2020 is not over yet. I mean, we had a hurricane warning in Shreveport, Louisiana today. You know where Shreveport is? It's not on the coast. Okay? So, yeah, 2020 is not over by any stretch. Should we be afraid? Absolutely not. Do not walk in fear. Be wise. Walk in love. Do not walk in fear. And let's see, let's just to close this out well. But this was the original. So ice water on a cold night, or on a hot night, excuse me. Teresa, thank you very much. I really enjoy seeing your name show up every night. Zeph as well. I appreciate that. Mike, Thank you for watching tonight. Alvina, you're my number one person I know from the Rawls family. There we go. Our number one girl from the Rawls family. There we go. Not person. I don't want to get in trouble, Mike. I think I screwed that joke up. That's all right. I tried. You have to give me points for trying. That sound you hear is the wheels going off in all directions. All right. God bless you all. Be wise. Walk in love. Do not walk in fear. Thanks for watching this final live broadcast from this studio. We'll be back next week, and we'll keep you posted on everything. Have a great night. And some of you all that are going to do it anyway, go watch The President. God bless you guys.